Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Troy-Maryville Chamber of Commerce Virtual Job Fair. Today, we will be hearing from two employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for 10 to 15 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have any questions at any time, please type them into the chat, and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after all employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available in the employer booths for you to refer to later. Now, I am pleased to introduce Dawn with the Troy-Maryville Chamber. Dawn?
Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here today. It's going to be a great morning hearing from our employers. You can actually go to our website, Troy-Maryville.coc.com, for a variety of job openings. But if you have any questions, you can email me, Dawn, at Troy-Maryville.coc.com. It's our pleasure to co-host today.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dawn. And our first presenter of the day will be Express Employment Professionals. Nate Smith, are you available to present, sir?
Yes, sir.
You can begin whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. And thank you for the Chamber for co-hosting this event. And thank you to everyone who was able to make it this morning. My name is Nathan Smith. I'm from Express Employment Professionals. We have two offices that serve the local area. We have an office in Edwardsville, Illinois, that works with companies inside of Madison County. And we also have an office in Fairview Heights that works with St. Clair County. Although Express is nationwide and has over 800 offices since about 1983, we have been around locally here since 2006 is when our Edwardsville office opened. And then it grew and expanded so large that in 2014, we added a second office, Fairview Heights, to help cover the St. Clair County area. Our owners, as well as most of the folks that work with me here at Express, we are all, most of us are from this area. We grew up in this area, whether it's Madison County or St. Clair County. In fact, our owners, which is a husband-wife team, one grew up in Madison County and the other one grew up in St. Clair County. So all of us have pretty much homegrown folks here. So we are dedicated to helping the folks and, more importantly, helping the community right here in Madison and St. Clair County. If we could go to the next slide, please. And what we do as a staffing firm is we help connect job seekers with client companies in the area that are hiring. As I mentioned before, Edwardsville works exclusively with clients that are located in Madison County, and Fairview Heights works exclusively with clients located in St. Clair County. And that's simply because Express offices by nature are territorial, and we are all divided into different county territories. If you were to go over to St. Louis, there's about 4 or 5 branches over there that have the whole St. Louis area kind of cut up into different sections. So we specialize in industrial and administrative work. We do anything from entry level, no skill to low skill, all the way up to management, whether that's office management, plant management. There's really not a whole lot that we don't touch, with the exception of things like, obviously, we don't staff for doctors or nurses. But in a doctor's office type of setting, we can staff for the admin and the clerical positions, that sort of thing. We do full-time, we do part-time, we do temporary, depending on what our clients need. The way we kind of break down jobs is into 3 classifications. We have a direct hire classification, an evaluation hire, and then what we call a contract to hire. The majority of our positions fall right in the middle in that evaluation hire. And what that means is that with an evaluation hire position, your payroll and your benefits come from us, from Express, to you while you physically work out at a client's location. Once you eclipse a certain hour mark, and for industrial work, that is 500 hours, and for administrative work, that is 720 hours. But once you eclipse those numbers, you're then eligible to be hired on by our clients. And in the last 14 plus years that we've been doing this locally, our clients do want to hire on our folks. And again, the evaluation hire makes up about, I'd say 85% of our business of what we do. There's a chunk of our business which is considered direct hire. And what that is where a client company kind of uses us like a headhunter. Usually it's more for skilled trades or higher level positions, management positions. And what they're looking for is somebody that can come in and jump right in and take on that type of leadership role. With those type of roles, typically, in addition to having an initial interview with us, of course, a lot of times you are then sent to the client to have an interview with the client. If everything goes well there and it seems like a good fit for you and a good fit for the client, an offer is made. If you accept that offer, then you are immediately hired on by the client. It'd be no different than if you were to walk into that client location and complete an application yourself. On the contract, or in some cases temporary positions, those are more where you know the whole time you're there, your payroll and your benefits are going to come from us. Usually that type of work stems from either seasonal type of work in the wintertime, or seasonal throughout the summer with our different landscaping and lawn care companies that we work with. Or also if there's ever just a need, if a client has someone who's going to be out for an extended period of time, we may place somebody in there for a month or two to cover. And of course, at all times, when we're talking to folks about the jobs we have available, we let you know exactly what classification that falls into, so that you can determine what is best for you. At the end of the day, we want it to be the best fit for both the job seeker and the client. You're not required to say yes to anything that we offer. That's why we do a very good job of being very detailed in the explanations of what to expect from the job, or while you're there, or what to expect as far as moving forward in that job. On the screen that's in front of you, you can see below there's contact information. On the left side is for the Edwardsville office, our phone number, our email, and our website. And on the right side, the same for Fairview Heights. If we could please move to the next slide. We do have well over 100 positions available right now in both counties. We are just booming with opportunity at the moment. I am going to kind of briefly go through some of those things in a moment here. I do want to let you know those sites you see on your screen at the bottom. Those are direct links to our job posting pages for each website. So that's going to give you the description, the qualifications that we're looking for, as well as the pay and benefits. In some cases, I'll list our benefits, which you get to kind of pick a la carte after our interview process once you're inside our office. The other times for eval hire and direct hire, I will list the client benefits so individuals know kind of a little bit of what to expect once they get to the client as far as what benefits they offer. To give you kind of a little brief rundown, and again, you can see all of these positions in more detail on our websites, as well as some reoccurring positions that I have posted because we get those positions so frequently from multiple clients. I kind of leave those posts up and refresh the information as I need to. But I will kind of go through some here. I'll start with some Madison County positions. On the administrative office service side, we do have several part-time positions available right now. Those range from receptionist to like a scheduler / customer service for a sales department. We are also looking for someone who specifically has QuickBooks Online, specifically the online version. We're also looking for an escrow assistant, an HR representative, We also participate in things called focus groups, and these are kind of one-day assignments that pop up working with different law firms, where you're kind of a part of a mock trial or mock jury. This year and most of 2020, as we move through COVID, most of these focus groups are all done by Zoom. So if there's folks out there that are Zoom savvy and are interested in that, those do pop up. I've got another one coming up on March 16th that I do need folks for. A couple other things we're looking for is a customer service manager at more of a grocer type of chain, as well as we have another client looking for a temporary HR assistant. It's kind of for a project for a couple months to kind of help clean up some files and some information. On the manufacturing side, we've got multiple clients that are looking for maintenance technicians, and those positions range anywhere from the low to mid 20s to the upper 20s. We've got oodles of different clients that are looking for production warehouse workers, and those pay rates can range anywhere from 12 to 14 or 15, depending on the client, also depending on, we have several clients where they've, over the past year, instituted different bonus structures. So even though your base pay may be at, let's say 13 or 14, you have the ability to earn up to 1750 at a production worker position, and those bonuses are based on attendance as well as production. And as long as you're meeting those goals, you earn that bonus. So there's a lot of potential for extra income there. We do have a client that's looking for line leads. If we have anyone out there that's been a line lead operator, I could honestly use about 10 of those for a warehouse that's down in the southern part of Madison County. So anyone with experience with that, I would encourage to apply as well. We are looking for some drivers. It's not necessarily CDL driving. This is more passenger driving, kind of for like a ride finders type of company. We are looking for some there. And then we're also looking for some more general labor, cleaning positions, and quality control with a client that's kind of out east in the outer east skirts of Madison County. And those positions kind of range anywhere from the production worker at 15 an hour to the maintenance, which is going potentially up to $30 an hour, with the person that fits all the right things, dots all the I's, crosses all the T's. In the St. Clair County, we also have oodles of clients across the board that are looking for production workers, and this is anywhere from Dupo, Cahokia, Sauget, Belleville, Fairview, and then even we do have some outer line clients out east in kind of the Nashville, Fayetteville area that are also looking for different production workers. We've got several clients looking for inventory clerks and forklift operators. Also, we are looking for mowers and landscapers. That's for both counties as well. We have clients on both sides that are ramping up. So anybody with lawn care experience, mowing experience, irrigation experience, or a combination of those things. We're looking for some machinists and CNC operators, folks that have used lathes, milling machines, grinders, and those positions are paying in the mid to upper 20s. As well as we have a client specifically in the western part of St. Clair County that is looking for both production workers as well as machine operators. It's a climate controlled facility. It's very comfortable in there. And they've got some very large, massive openings there as well. On the administrative side, we are looking for a support rep for an account manager. So this is basically somebody who is kind of assisting and doing clerical work for an account manager. We also have an HR assistant position open, and that's a full-time HR assistant position open in Belleville. And I have another position that's coming to me. I literally left a meeting before I joined this one, and I don't quite have the details. I just know it's going to be more in the administrative field, but I will be posting that actually later this morning when we finish up the job fair this morning. Those are some lists of some positions I've got available. I have more on the website. Those are just kind of some of the top hits that are coming to me top of mind. And I do want to let folks know to keep in mind that if there's any positions out there that you haven't heard me say, it doesn't mean that we don't have those openings. It also means as well, if you come in with us, you do the process with us, we've interviewed you, we've learned about your skill sets, we've learned about what you're wanting out of your next job or career path. If for any reason we don't have a position that meets your skill sets and what you're looking for, we then turn around and act as a talent agent, and we start to promote your information out towards our client base. And our client base has a pretty wide wingspan, being locally in the area for over 14 years. If we could please go to the next slide. Here you'll see, for those of you who are interested, or if you have family or friends or anyone that is interested in looking to make a career change or get back into the workforce or start the workforce, you can apply in two different processes. You can go online to expresspros.com and you can create yourself your own account. And then from there, you would click on the application process. It'll have you fill out your work history, education, references. When you get to the end of that process, it will mention in there to select offices to choose from. So again, if you're looking for work in Madison County, please select Edwardsville. If you're looking for work in St. Clair, select Fairview. If you don't really care which county and you're open to both, I encourage you to apply to both. What happens is when you send that application over, I actually go through those applications every morning and I assign those to staffing consultants out of each offices based on where you're geographically located and what your skill sets are. Those consultants then will call you that morning, and then they start the process of getting the phone interviews done and learning more about you and how we can help connect you on your next job opportunity. If you're not a big fan of the website or an application process, that's okay. You may also send us your resume directly if you already have that completed. In the middle of the slide you're seeing, there is an email address for jobs.edwardsville.il going to the Edwardsville office, and the one below for Fairview. I would like to mention two things. When you send your resume, please understand that everyone in each respective office can see what you're sending. So this is a general mailbox that we can all see, and then it gets assigned from there. Of course, I work for both offices, so I see all emails that come in. The last thing I ask with regards to submitting your resume, if you could please make sure that's in a PDF format or Microsoft Word. And that's simply because our computers have difficult times reading other formats. And for security reasons, I can't connect to anyone's Google Docs outside of our network. So that's my only request there. If you can please make that PDF or Microsoft Word. If you could please go to the next slide. And then finally, I wanted to give you my contact information. If there's anyone on here that has any questions or anything I haven't answered or anything that doesn't get answered in the questionnaire, please feel free to reach out to me. My physical desk is in Edwardsville, but I do bounce around the territories for different meetings and groups and things of that nature. But you can reach me by phone or email. If you email me, I respond within 24 hours or less. A phone call, depending on if I'm in the office or not, is going to kind of depend on when you get me and how fast I can get back to you. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody for their time today, for being here. And again, if whether it's yourself or any family or friends or anyone you know looking for work, we really, truly would love to help them and help them find their next career journey. And thank you for your time.
Fantastic presentation. Thank you so much, Nate, for all that wonderful information that you shared with folks on the call. Again, as I entered into the chat section, I just want to reiterate, if you do have any questions for Nate regarding employment with Express professionals, please enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you during Q&A. Thanks again, Nate. Next presenter we have is Jessica with Ride Finders. Jessica, are you available to present? We are unable to get your audio, Jessica. Looks like you're unmuted, but we're unable to hear you. So I don't know if it's an issue with the headset. You can always use your computer speakers as well. If that's, there you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for tuning in to learn more about the services that Agency for Community Transit offers and the positions that we are currently hiring to fill in Madison County Transit. Next slide, please. ACT is currently hiring for positions in various departments at Madison County Transit, which our base operations are in Granite City, Illinois. We are currently looking for talented individuals to join our team. Next slide. The first position I will review for is bus drivers. If you are looking to start a meaningful career in transit, this is a wonderful opportunity. The pay starts at $17.50 an hour, increases with experience. Training is provided. Another essential position here at MCT is our bus cleaners. Currently, we are looking for night shift positions starting at $14.50 an hour, which includes rotating scheduled days off. You can help keep our fleet moving. Individuals in this position of vehicle fuelers will make sure our agency vehicles are fueled, clean, and safe before they hit the road again. Wages start at $14.86 an hour. MCT is currently looking for experienced journey level diesel mechanics to work in our amazing shop. Full-time positions are available with a tool allowance program. Wages in this position starts at $18 to $32 an hour, depending upon experience. We are also seeking entry-level service mechanic candidates. This is a fantastic way to begin your career in a well-paying, secure profession. Wages in this position starts from $18 to $20 an hour. Our transit planner helps our routing and is a smooth transaction and transition for all commuters who uses our services. This is a salary position and we're currently in the process of interviewing individuals. All job listings offer many benefits that include health, dental, vision, and life insurance, as well as a retirement plan, paid vacation, and holidays. Please visit actrunabout.org for further information. Madison County Transit provides multimodal transportation services for Madison County, Illinois. For elderly and disabled residents who are unable to use the fixed route buses, Runabout Transit provides door-to-door service. MCT is also responsible for more than 137 miles of bikeways of the MCT trails, as well as overseeing Ride Finders, the St. Louis free carpooling and van pooling program. I would like to wrap up this presentation by providing a quick overview of Ride Finder services we provide for employees. Whether you're an employer looking to extend this service to benefit to attract more talented, diverse areas of town, or a commuter looking for sustainable transportation, alternative and flexible ride to work options, this program may be for you. Started in 1994, this is a federally funded program which provides free ride matching service to interested carpoolers or van poolers in our region. When participating in the Ride Finders Carpool program, commuters will use their personal vehicles. Passengers who are unable to drive can contribute a monetary amount which will assist with the cost of the commute. Details are arranged and agreed upon by the individuals of the carpool. Vans are issued through Ride Finders for a monthly fee that covers maintenance, gas, and insurance. To form a van, all you will need is 5 riders. We will take care of the rest. Some of our van poolers have been in our program for more than 20 years. You can park the van at your house or all meet at a Metrolink or a park and ride lot. Van pools are a great option if you want to save a ton of money on wear and tear on your vehicle or if public transportation access is limited. Call us or send us an email and we could tell you more about this. We partner with companies, organizations, and institutions in our region to promote the benefits of ride finders to their employees. We can develop marketing materials and presentation to tailor the needs of your company. We're available to meet in person safely or virtually to review. Call or email Ride Finders and schedule a time today. This concludes the presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have or email the number listed on the slide. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Jessica.
No
And again, if you
problem.
do have any questions for Jessica regarding employment with Madison County Transit or Ride Finders, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you during Q&A, which will be upcoming now. So now that we have obviously gotten through our 2 employer presentations, again, we'll be transitioning into a Q&A session. I just kind of want to give a little bit of an overview of how that process will work for the folks who are on the call. What you'll want to go ahead and do again is use the chat feature here on Zoom to enter any questions that you have for either Nate or Jessica into the chat. I will pose those questions directly to, again, either Nate or Jessica, and then they'll answer those questions directly. If we run out of participant questions, what I will do, Nate and Jessica, is just ask you some generalized questions that you all are probably used to in your interviews and presentations that you've had. So again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to enter those in the chat. We'll get those answered for you. So how we'll go ahead and work this, Nate and Jessica, we'll just go in sequential order with the questions that I have for you while we're waiting for participant questions. So I'll pose the question. Nate, you can go ahead and answer first, and then Jessica, you can answer second, and we'll just repeat that process. So Nate, for the positions that you covered here today, how long does the hiring process typically take from the point of submitting an application to actually being extended an official offer for hire?
Great question. So once we have the application, that gets assigned to a consultant. They reach out to conduct a phone interview. That's the first part of our process. And by the end of the phone interview, if we feel there's a good match there, we extend the offer at that time. Usually from there, what's scheduled after that, just to kind of give folks a picture, is we typically set up a time for them to come into the office. There is a good amount of paperwork after the phone interview that we can email an individual and they can complete digitally so that it saves time in the office. But there are a few forms that, and also different client specific forms, depending on which clients we're talking about, that we need an individual to come into our office. So like I said, after the phone interview, if everything looks like a good match, a good fit, we start talking about job opportunities. If there's something there the individual likes, we set up the time to come into the office. That could be the same day or the next day. That all depends on the individual's availability. And then again, depending on the client, I mean, in theory, I could interview you and process your paperwork in one day and get you working the next day. It all kind of depends on what you're looking for and how fast the process takes. I do have clients that move that quickly. If you were talking a more direct hire, that one is more of a little bit of a process just because usually there's a second interview set up between the individual and the actual client company.
Excellent. Thank you for that information, Nate. And Jessica, we'll go ahead and ask you the same question as well. Can you kind of speak on how long the hiring process typically takes in your organization?
Okay, so applications are reviewed. It varies. Applications are generally reviewed by several people on staff here, and then the interviews are scheduled. So it can take anywhere from the process of 2 to 4 weeks.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Jessica. Again, if the folks on the call who are job seekers have any questions for either of the employer reps, please feel free to enter those in the chat and we'll get those answered for you. Again, you have a prime opportunity if you're interested in either these employers or any of the positions they covered here today to ask those questions and get those answered directly. So please do not be shy or hesitant to do so. Next question that I have for you, Nate, is do all employees need to have a GED or high school diploma at a bare minimum as far as educational requirements are concerned for the positions that you covered here today?
Yes and no. I would say for more of the entry level positions that is not necessarily always required. I do have some positions, especially on the admin side, where either they need an education requirement, whether that's up to and through an associate's or a bachelor's, or experience, or sometimes they will work with a combination of both or one of the other. So I guess kind of yes and no is the best way I can answer that question.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Nate. And Jessica, same question goes to you as well. Any minimum education requirements for the positions that you covered here today that you are aware of?
Yes. So with the entry level fueler, the bus cleaners and bus drivers, we do require at least a high school education or equivalent. The transit planner, we do ask for a bachelor's degree from an accredited college, as well as the service mechanic and diesel mechanic. We do ask to have a trade experience, a trade degree.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jessica. Next question that I have for you both, and again, we'll start with Nate. Obviously, one of the reasons we're on this call right now is, because of the COVID pandemic. A lot of questions that I get on my events are centered around that topic. So question that I'd like to pose for the both of you is, how is your organization, or in the case of Nate, organizations that you are representing, how are they handling COVID safety precautions?
Okay. Well, I know there's some clients that I visit weekly that I can tell you there's some clients, obviously they have you wear a mask the entire time you're there. The same client that I'm referencing, when you walk in to the building, before you get past the doorway, they have screeners that ask you COVID related questions. And if your answers are not no to every question, then you are turned away for that day. They also have you walk through a thermal temperature scanner to record your temperature to ensure. This happens twice a day, in the beginning of the day and when returning from lunch. I have other clients that I know use, they may not have a thermal scanner because that was speaking more specifically to an industrial client, but they may take your temperature and different things as you're coming in and social distance and use masks as well. So each client is a little different, but most of them in some way, shape, or form are using masks and trying to social distance as much as possible, and definitely temperature taking. We've even had clients over the last year that we've provided them with folks just to literally be temperature takers for them.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Nate. And Jessica, same question for you.
So we have strict standards as following the base operations. As of now, we're not allowing any visitors on base. When we come in the morning, we have to get our temperatures taken. Masks are required on site and open settings, as well as just to let everyone know, we've been also hosting virtual interviews, so we don't host on site.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jessica. And we did receive a question in the chat here. The question is, are there any part-time positions or flexible jobs willing to work with college students? So Nate, we'll go ahead and start with you, and then Jessica, you'll answer that question as well.
Oh, I was just typing in a response. Yes, that is potentially possible depending on the individual's school schedule and what hours are required by the client. We have some clients that they will be flexible, if they're only looking for, let's say 20 or 25 hours, they might be more flexible on when you can accomplish that. So if there is anyone out there who is a student that is considering that, yes, we definitely would like to talk with you and see if we can make that match. And please reach out to me so we can kind of start that process.
Excellent. Thank you, Nate. Jessica, would you like to answer that question as well?
Okay. That is definitely something I will have to check with our human resources about that. But or you could email them directly from the information given previously. But if you just want to give me your information, I definitely could take it and look into it for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. And Jessica, would you, for any inquiries that job seekers may have for you, would you like them to reach out to you directly to your email, or what would be the best way of getting a hold of you or getting any questions answered?
So to get any questions answered, the best way is to email employment@actrunabout.org. And I could put that in a chat for everyone.
If you would, please, that would be fantastic, Jessica. Thank you so much. And again, we'll pause here for just a second. I just do want to encourage folks who are on the call, if you do have any questions for either of the employers that are on here today, please feel free to ask those questions now and we'll get them answered for you. Pivoting back to some of the questions that I have for you both, Nate, we'll start with you again, if that's okay. How can a candidate stand out and get an interview, assuming they are qualified for the position in which they are applying? Any tips, tricks, pointers, anything like that that you would suggest, that folks highlight on a resume or mention during an interview, so on and so forth?
The biggest thing for us, since we do work with a wide variety of clients, the best thing there is kind of twofold. One, especially if we're talking about things that are anything outside of entry level, please have a resume put together, not just listing where you work and your job title. We're more interested in what I would call the meat and potatoes, meaning what did you actually do at that job or in that position, and then what skill sets have you learned, whether on the industrial side, if we're talking about actual machinery or equipment that you're familiar with, or on the administrative side, what type of software or programs you're familiar with. Those things are going to jump out at us right out the gate, because when you're looking over our job postings, you'll kind of see in the qualification section if there is programs or software or equipment or machinery or tools that folks need to know. Prior to getting the job, they need to already have those skill sets. That's listed there. So that's what's going to get the ball rolling the fastest. That's automatically going to tell us, okay, this person has the skill sets to match up with, XYZ client or, et cetera, et cetera. So basically just letting us know exactly what you've done in positions and then what equipment or software or machinery you have knowledge of and experience in.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Nate. And Jessica, could you answer that question as well?
Basically, we're always looking for friendly and responsible people. I think that is the responsibility part. It's a great environment. It could definitely be a fun place to work. So if you're eager to learn and a hard worker and have a good work history, that will always put you ahead of the other interviewers.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jessica. The next question that I have for the both of you, again, it's kind of somewhat COVID related, but definitely, seeing trends in this direction, if you will, with employment opportunities. Nate, we'll start with you. Are there any options for working remotely for any of the positions that you covered here today? I know some of those were more administrative or office based.
Currently at the moment, no. However, that does come up from time to time. We had one about 2 months ago where after you completed training on a position, you were then eligible to. But currently, I don't have anything. But I mean, that can change any day. I mean, our orders literally change daily and weekly, depending on our clients' needs and how fast we fill them. But right now, unfortunately, my answer would be no at this time.
Thank you for that, Nate. And Jessica, same question for you.
Some of our office-based positions have the availability, but many of the positions that I spoke on today is usually hands-on.
Understood. Thank you for that, Jessica. And then another question that I have for you all, again, this is one that I like to ask on all of the events that I hold. The question is, what are the opportunities for advancement within your organization, or in the case of Nate with Express Employment Organizations? Are there any particular success stories that you might like to highlight for the job seekers that are on the call here today?
Well, we have had a number of folks who have started out at a client in Southern Madison County that they started out as production workers, so it was entry level initially. However, they've done very well and they've all moved into line lead and production supervisor type of roles, which of course come with more responsibilities as well as more pay. So yes, that is always possible with different clients, not just on the entry level side, but getting in there and working your way up to other different things. I think there's some other folks we had that got moved up with another warehouse that started off as like case pickers and got some advancements there. So yes, that is totally possible. It's all determined on a person's work ethic, and you get out what you put in everything that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Nate. And Jessica, would you like to answer that question as well?
There are various growth opportunities here where you can move across to other positions easily. As far as success stories, unfortunately, I would definitely have to check with the HR manager on that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jessica. And Nate, looks like we did get an additional question in the chat. This individual asks, how often do you guys check in with people to see how their assignment is going? I don't know if you can answer that question or not.
I just saw that as you were saying that. Anytime someone starts a new assignment, we always have a first day check where we check in. We also ask the associate or job seeker, sorry, we call them associates, the job seeker or associate themselves to check in with us to let us know how the first day went. Because if you get to a place and you get there and you realize, hey, this is not for me, that first day is your opportunity to let us know and bow out of that position and say, hey, I thought this was going to be this and it's not, it's that. And as long as the individual communicates that to us, then we will try to get them onto a different position. After the first day check, we also typically do week ending checks to make sure things are going well. Now, obviously, once you're on an assignment, let's say you're on an assignment that's eval higher, we may not necessarily check in with you every single Friday. But we do check in, and we also encourage associates as well, if there's anything ever that they need to talk to us about, to please come to us first, no matter what client they're at. We are their initial point of contact, and we want to know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we do stay in pretty good contact with our associates, and we can be accessed by phone, email, text, pretty much every way possible. But initially starting, you get your first day check, And your first couple Fridays, we do a check just to kind of make sure things are moving good, you're comfortable, and it feels like a good fit.
Awesome. Thank you for that response, Nate. And I just do want to pause once more and just encourage you all. If you do have any questions for either Nate or Jessica, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you before we wrap up today's session. While we are waiting for those final questions to come in, Nate and Jessica, I want to give you all one more opportunity to just kind of give any sort of summary statements or concluding remarks that you'd like to make regarding your presentations today. If there's anything that you would like to highlight or stress for the job seekers that are on the call before we wrap up, now would be the prime opportunity to do so. Nate, we'll go ahead and start with you once more.
The only thing that I did realize I did forget to mention when I was going through job positions is we do also have a client that is routinely looking for case pickers. So it's kind of a walkie rider type of piece of equipment that you walk along next to. We have a lot of openings there. They kind of staff in intervals and we send groups kind of each week. So that's something too. And then again, just to encourage anyone, even if the folks on this call, whether you are or not looking for work, anyone else you know as well, friends, family, the lifeblood of our business is referrals and communication. So please feel free to reach out to me or anyone in our office at any time with questions, concerns, comments. We're here Monday through Friday. The office is open from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I'm typically here in the office from about 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, if you need to catch me, you can catch me between the 6 a.m. and 8 o'clock hour pretty easily because I'm the only one here. But outside of that, again, thank you everyone for your time today. I greatly appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you, Nate. And thank you for your time as well. Jessica, same opportunity for you. Anything that you'd like to highlight?
I would just like to encourage everyone who is a job seeker or know individuals that are currently looking for positions to visit actrunabout.org. Or if you are an employer or employee who's having issues with their work commute, to check out Rightfinders at mct.org and send us any questions you may have, how the process works. But our website is rightfinders.org. And I would just say for everyone to check both sites out for yourself.
Fantastic. Thank you to Jessica as well for your time and your presentation today. At this point, we will go ahead, and kind of wrap up or conclude today's session. If there are no last minute questions that folks have, again, I just do want to highlight that this session has been recorded and will be uploaded to the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel later today. Once it has been uploaded there, it will be uploaded to each of the respective employer booths for the employers who presented here today. So both Express Employment and MCT Ride Finders will have that video linked directly to their booths. So if you would like to come back to this video at any time during your applications to reference anything, you can please feel free to do so. Again, I want to thank Nate. I want to thank Jessica for presenting here today. Thank you both for lending your time and your experience and your knowledge to the folks who are on the call here today. I also want to thank the job seekers as well. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we hope that your job search and application process is fruitful. Thank you both. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.